Hi everyone, this is Aya. I am back. So, lots of stuff happened and I disappeared on you guys again. Well, what, 6 more months? I'm so sorry. A lot of things happen. I want to get into details now because I want to go ahead and start our gameplay. But the short brief story of it is school happens, busy because I was going to school full time. I took a lot of art classes. Actually, I took 3 art classes out of the 4 full-time classes I took. One was science, and the other 3 were drawing classes. And what art is, you can't rush art. You spend a lot of time in front of your panel or your sketchbook, and you try to perfect the art pieces. And my professor made us draw a lot on a 12 by 18 drawing paper, and for those of you who don't know, that they're huge paper. And because I'm learning drawing for the first time, I took drawing 101, which was one of the classes. Yeah, it took me quite a while. I mean, each piece can take anywhere from 4 to 5 hours to a whole sneaking day. I think one of the piece took me 3 days. So yeah, lots and lots of that. So I disappeared for a while, but then, it was still manageable. I was trying to get myself back on track with videos and everything, but then the whole mess happened with the thing that shall not be named on YouTube, otherwise I might get demonetized. But yeah, the quarantine happened, and let's just say it was not good, at least on my end. It put me in a bad place for a while, and I just lost a lot of motivation, and I was stressed because of class, and then that happened, and it just, yeah, lots of stuff happened. But I mean, I tried to get back into the Sims, and as you can see, I on the screen, I did some modding and stuff like that. I tried to get myself out of the funk. Fortunately, it didn't work out, but hey, it is what it is. Now I'm back. I'm trying to get into the swing of things. I admit I was a little burned out with the Sims as well during the stress, but then after a while, I came back, and this new mod that gives my game a whole new look. If you notice, it's much cleaner, much brighter, much they lose all that ugly blue interface. Yeah, I am much happier. But it can also be because my semester ends, so which means I have plenty of more time to do the Sims. I don't have to worry about time management as much, and due dates. So yeah, and yeah, now I have ends with the quarantine. I think it's supposed to be lifted today, but I'm still gonna choose to stay inside. But yeah. So, yeah, now I'm home and with nothing to do besides reading and playing The Sims. So we're back in Sora Bora. And before we really, load the family, let me do a shout out to this mod. This is a clean UI mod. Instead of that ugly blue interface, that's very busy, we have this beautiful white, clean, minimalistic look. It looks really nice. I loved it. Gave it a whole new feel, a new different feeling, and I'm just in love with it. This is a mod that is downloadable. If you guys feel comfortable with it, if you like it, let me know. But I've really enjoyed this new interface. It's one thing that I have to complain about The Sims 2. I love The Sims 2 and I don't mind the blue thing, but there are times when I was thinking of changing the colors, because I've seen some Let's Player do that, but I've never really got down to do it, because even though it changes the color, it doesn't necessarily change the interface. It was still busy. It was still the same old. So when I came across this mod, I picked it up, installed it, and I fell in love with Sim again. So we're gonna go ahead and start this Let's Play. So the last episode we were playing the Celeste and Frank Ritter Senior, one of the older generation in the game, and we're gonna go down the list. So we're gonna be loading their son's family lot. I think they also have a daughter. If I go here, I believe, or if I go here and I click this button, they are related to two household. Their son Jason Ritter and his wife Fluvia, and I believe the other one is their daughter Scott and Grace. Their daughter is Grace, who also has a child, Luke, because I can't pronounce his name to save my life. So we're gonna go ahead and load the lot. Okay, everybody, we are oh god, brain fart. So the lot is loaded, and we are now in the home of Jason and Fluvia Ritter. Now I have a confession to make. This is the second time I'm recording this episode. I recorded this episode last night, but it was a fail. I have my brain was fried last night. The intro was too long. I keep on saying things that I didn't mean to say, or I thought I said something but I didn't say it. It was an all-around weird experience, but then again, it was like nighttime. I was tired. My brain was not in the right place. Anyway, so this is my second try, and so far it's much better than before. So Jason is I believe he might be the oldest child. Let's check his family tree. Oh no, he's the second child. So Jason is the second child, or the first child, I can't tell. He might be the older one. I want to say he might be the older one. I don't know. So it looks like he's the oldest child. He's the older son of Frank, and was it Celeste? Look at me, I can't remember my Sims name. But then again, I didn't create this neighborhood. This is a custom neighborhood that you can find online and download it and play it. I wasn't interested in playing the Maxis playables. There's a tons of YouTube videos on them already, so I want to do something a little different. So, and because I already know a lot of their stories, it doesn't really trigger an interest for me to play them. But this neighborhood has a lot of new Sims character with stories and history that's different, so I want to play them. But anyway, Jason Ritter, he is a popularity sim who wants to become a rock god. Right now, he has a career in music, and he's at level 1, a record store clerk. He has no skill point, which we are gonna fix. I've noticed the first time I played last night that both of them do not have skill points. This is pretty unrealistic to me, because I always felt like a sim, from infancy to an adult, you have to learn a few skill points, even if it's like nothing. So yeah, so what we can do, we're going to be giving them some skills. It's going to be randomized using the sim blender, so I have no control over it, but it makes it a little bit more realistic. I haven't met a human being who have no skill as an adult. I mean, even if you're like the laziest human being on earth, I feel like you are good at something, right? Anyway, Jason is a Libra. He's pretty sloppy, but he's outgoing. He's lazy but playful, and he's pretty nice. He's also very concerned about his health and physique, so he kept his fitness level high. This let me know that he probably exercised a lot in his free time, which doesn't make sense why he has no body skill point at all. So when we randomize, we're gonna pick the one where it gives him the most body skill point. Of course, I will only randomize 3 times, so we'll see what happens. So in Jason's bio, it's written that he doesn't exactly know where his life is headed, except it's going to make him famous. So he has goals and aspiration. So he's very interested in politics, money, environment, culture, fashion. He has some interest in crime, entertainment, food, and money. He has no interest at all in toys or school or weather. He likes the environment, and some interest in sports, work, and what is it, sci-fi, and he's okay with animals. We don't know what his hobby is, but if I were to guess, it would definitely be in music and dance, considering he wants to be a rock god. Taking a look at his memories, he learned to talk from his father, walk from his mother, potty trained by his father. He grew up well through all three stages. He met Danielle Van Loon. They snuck out. Oh, I wish I could insert a clip of me reading through the memories the first time. It was a big mess because I don't usually read through the memories because I never play a playable Sims for the Maxis stuff. So most of my Sims are from creator Sims. And because I played those Sims through their life stages, there's no need for me to look through their memories, like through the whole thing. So last night was the very first time I really tried to create a story based on their memories. So it was very interesting because I kept on getting confused about what happened, especially like these three life stages. I thought it was a bug. So anyway, he snuck out with Danielle, had very first kiss with her, and he kissed her for the first time. Then too, he had a great party. He made out with her, became best friend with her. He woohooed with her. It was also his first woohoo. He went steady with her. They started dating and they fell in love. Well, at least he fell in love. His sister grew up. So yeah, it must have been his younger sister. He met Scott Midlock, which is also another playable Sims in this community. His sister got engaged, probably to Scott. So he met them. So she probably brought him home and introduced him to the family. So she got engaged and then she got married to Scott. For some reason then, after that, he broke up with Danielle. He lost her as a best friend. They had a fallout. He grew. So he must be younger than his sister then. See, I'm still confused. So Grace must have been the older child if she's already getting married. And you can only get married when you're an adult. And he grew, and now he's an adult. So yeah, he must be much younger than his sister. He met Fluvia, kissed her, made out with her, woohoo with her, became best friend with her, fell in love with her. And his sister gave birth to Luke. He got engaged, probably because he saw his sister, finally, family is started and everything. Got married, moved in to a new home, so they probably moved out the parents' house. He got a job. He met Cinder Lowe's, became best friends, and now he has 2 best friends. Now he has want to have 3 best friends, so I'll lock that up. Yeah, he has a pretty well-rounded life, I think his only bad memory is his fallout with Danielle, his first love. But wow, he has a pretty good childhood and relationship so far. In terms of chemistry, he is turned on by red hair and charismatic, and his turn off is logical. And let me see, he has nothing in his inventory. He has 7,100 aspiration points, and I'm gonna go ahead and give him all these needs, benefits. I'm not going to choose a secondary aspiration for any of these Sims, at least until I get to know them a little bit more. Usually I would have a spreadsheets where I enter all the little details, and then it will calculate the possibility of what their secondary aspiration may be. But because this is the first round, this is fun, I'm not going to do that. We're going to do that with the second generation. I want to accumulate some time off, so I'm going to go ahead and give him a life of luxury benefits. Okay, so I think we're pretty good with Jason. And then Fluvia. Wow, we've been here for about 10 minutes. I'm going to try to get through Fluvia, and then we can probably spend about 10-20 minutes with the gameplay. Fluvia, like her husband, is also a popularity Sims. She has a want to have 20 simultaneous best friend. Ooh, that's a lot. I'm not sure if this is the default Max's aspiration, the impossible ones. I think it was 50 or something. Was it 50 simultaneous best friend? I have a mod that push it down a little bit. Even though I don't know why, because I rarely play. Like, I really try to fulfill the impossible one. I just roll another one. But 20 is workable. In terms of relationship, she's very close with her husband. Actually, I shouldn't be oohing because I know this last night, but yeah, she is best friend with his ex. Did he get engaged to his ex? I'm pretty sure he did, didn't he? Oh, my memory is terrible. I'm pretty sure he got engaged with his ex. Yeah, well, no, he didn't. He didn't. He fell in love with her. And they were together, but then he broke up with her after his sister's marriage. So yeah, she is best friend with his ex, with her husband's ex, which is pretty interesting. She has an okay relationship with her in-laws. She's barely acquainted with her sister-in-law and her nephew. But wow. Look like Fluvia is a creative sim. She was created in CAS, and yeah. So wow. Right now she's working as a freelancer at level 1 with a golf caddy, and she has no skills, no badges. She has 2 best friends. She is a Taurus. Funny enough, my brother's also a Taurus, so this is gonna be interesting. She's sloppy, but not as bad as him. She's outgoing, she's lazy, she's pretty playful, and she's pretty grouchy. She also, health-wise, she's good. Her bio reads, if she was in a film noir, she'll be the femme fatale, a slightly incompetent one, but one nonetheless. Oh, this is interesting. She's really interested in food, culture, fashion, sports, work. Some interested in, she has some interest in paranormal travel and animals, but everything else she's like, eh. Again, we don't know what her true hobby is. I can't take a guess. I don't know that long. Actually, last night I didn't get to play them for long. Probably like about half an hour, because like I said, long introduction, and I was like, the video was heading towards like over 1 hour mark, so I just stopped. So again, because she was created in CAS, she was raised by mystery Sims. She did grow up well. However, she had first kiss with some mystery Sims. Snuck out, had woohoo. Huh. So how do you do all these things? I do not know, because I rarely look at the memories of Creative Sims after they come up, because usually I'll just get they grew up well and that's it. I don't know if they have these here, so that's pretty interesting. Had a great party, grew up well, met Jason, kissed Jason for the first time, woohoo with him, became best friend with him, fell in love with him, met Celeste. Oh, so he brought her to meet her family, met Grace, met Scott, and then she got engaged, and then she got married, they moved into the new house, she got a job, and then she met his ex. Huh, pretty interesting. And then she became best friend with her, and then yeah, now she has a want for a third best friend. Okay, we're gonna lock that in. And her chemistry is fit and brown hair, which he fulfills greatly. It explains their 3 bolts, and she doesn't like stinkiness, so he had to make sure he took a shower right after he exercised. She don't have anything in her inventory, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing here for her aspiration benefits point. And so we are good with their with a little bit of their backgrounds. So I'm gonna go ahead and let them go, you know, interact with each other a little bit. Oh, actually, scratch that. I should go in here and put in some, oh, sorry, nope. Put in some debugging stuff I always put in every little lot. But let me go ahead and turn on move objects. And let me put in, what's this, the visitor controller? Visitor controller, the bat box, or at least the bat base, the debugger, the bill. I'm going to put in the lot sync timer. Let's see what else I'm missing. Oh, body hair, male body hair controller. There's the tattoo one too. I can't wait to do that. When we had some of the reckless one, we'll put that down. There's the clothing, and here's the sim blender. And I think we're all set. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna go ahead and give him some hair. So we're gonna give him some body hair. We're gonna give him set 3. The game's gonna freeze for a little bit, but I have to give him the body hair. Like, he has a lot of hair, so I would assume, like, his hair is long, so I would assume he has a lot of body hair as well. So go ahead and do that. Oh, it's still giving it. The lot is still loading. We're okay with the closed. I am going to go into the sim blender and randomize the skills. Let's see. Body. I think that's fair, guys. I think that's fair. He still has some body points. Oh, he definitely needs to work on his charisma if he want to get that job. I think we're good. Let's just leave it here. I think they're pretty good here. No, let's try it one more time. I kind of want to see if we can get a higher creativity. But then I will lose all that body. Okay, one more time. Because I always, like, you know, even when I play without recording, I always, hold on. I always, randomize up to 3 times because I don't want my to go crazy with this. Nope. And one last time. So this is it. Whatever he gets here, it's it. Oh gosh. Skills. Randomize me. Oh, okay. This works. I mean, we lost quite a few skills compared to the first roll, but yeah, I mean, hey, easy game will make it boring. This way he had to work hard. Okay. Now let's go ahead and randomize Fluvia. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, if I remember pronouncing her name right. Fluvia. I'm terrible at name pronunciation, so I probably butchered this a lot. Wow, she's super good. This is what I kind of want for him. But let's keep it here. I don't want to go. I don't want to, like, be like this. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so, now, I'm gonna let them interact for a little bit. Oh, those butterflies. You see the butterflies here earlier? That was beautiful. Also gonna spawn the adjuster for the romance. Adjuster, change model, fig tree. If you guys can hear that, that was my stomach rumbling. I am hungry. I am ready for lunch. Yeah. Ooh, they had pretty good chemistry. So while they do that, I'm gonna go ahead and enable enable auto gender preference. I rarely play with same-sex one, but that's not because I have it. It's not because, like, I don't, but it's because I haven't got a Sims that is, like, gay or bisexual or lesbian yet. So it'd be interesting. Booty call is enabled. The try for baby dialogue will be disabled because I want it to be surprised if they are doing it. Unmarried, try for baby. This is a pretty traditional town, so for now I'll leave it off. So I would assume most teenagers here, they wouldn't want to get pregnant, so they would protect themselves. I think we're pretty good. Global defaults, risky is 5%, that's fine. I'm gonna do sim multiplier at 2, that's around the center. Okay, and Jason, go ahead and open this box. Oh, perfect. But Flovia, sweetheart, I think you missed your carpool, which is at 10 a.m. today. So why don't you go ahead and cook something up for your family? Why don't you make fried egg with bacon, and you go use the bathroom. You need to go to work soon. And then also go ahead and sell this computer so I can buy a better computer for her. I'm gonna have to, I keep on forgetting to do this, but I always use the Monique's Hacks computer in my game because I like using bank accounts. I like having Sims have their own individual bank accounts, so if the couple break up or move out, I don't have to like sit there and calculate all, like, you know, what money, you know, each Sims get and use their cheat to put it in. I don't like that, but I do have a Moneywell computer version, which is a cheap computer version of the hack, but I removed it because I found I never used it. However, this is a good opportunity for me to put it in. I should actually make a note. Let me just make a note really quickly. Cheap computer hack. Okay, quickly. And yeah, but I actually like this computer too because, especially in this family, with them both wanting a lot of friends, their chat system to meet new Sims, and their email that allow me to email multiple Sims in one go is actually very, very useful in, like, you know, maintaining relationship or emailing more than one Sims. So he's gonna go ahead and practice that. Oh, awesome! He learned a skill point. And he played. Oh, he is doing good. Keep going, Jason. Vehicle Fluvia. Serving breakfast. Jason, go eat the wonderful breakfast your wife just cooked. So I remember that when we were playing his parents' lot, they wanted another grandchild. So I would assume they probably want Jason and Fluvia to have a baby. However, these two have no desire to have a baby, so I'm not gonna let them have a baby until they, at least one of them, roll a want for a baby. I also considered giving, putting Fluvia on birth control. She probably felt like, oh, it's not time to have a baby yet. However, because she has a sloppy personality, she's also lazy, I would assume that it's very easy for her to forget to take her birth control. So I'm gonna leave it. Jason, your carpool is waiting. Go to work. Gonna miss work today. That doesn't impress the higher much. Be careful, or she might lose her job. Well, yeah. Well, the lot was loaded. She already missed her work, so there's not much we can do about that. So I'm gonna fast forward her eating. Then I'm gonna have her clean up. Oh no! Don't clean that up. Clean this up. Put away leftovers. I always like leftovers is one of the function I use every time. It's so helpful for Sims. Especially the poor one, the ones that need a little help, because, you know, they need to save as much food they can, and leftovers are very good. So when they're out of stock, when they ran out of food, they can just eat whatever is left over. You know, I just realized it's a good thing none of them rolled a want for a baby yet, because there's no room in this house for a child. I mean, we can technically convert this dining room into a nursery or a bedroom for a child, but I'm not sure where else to put a dining room. Yeah, I mean, we can put it in the porch, I guess, but I really love this lot. It's really nice, small. Okay, so she wants to learn something, so why don't we what skills can she learn? Let's learn cooking. Study cooking and max out that cooking aspiration. Well, actually, she can actually go do charisma. Oh, but she's almost done with this, so might as well have her study cooking. And Oh, so while she's learning this and we're speeding through, I want to talk about... Oh, actually, no, she got the skill point. Going back to what I was going to say, I was thinking, talking to you guys what I plan to do for this community. I am going to add one more family, which is a family I create just so I can see variation in how they look and their DNA, because I believe the creator of this, when she created this, she used the default Sims face template. So therefore they look a certain way, but when I installed a new set of face templates, some non-defaults and some defaults. So I want to see a little bit more variation in their DNA. So I want to create one more family, but it's going to be a single sim from Create a Sim. And she needs some fun, so I'm going to have her dance. Yeah, so I'm going to introduce her to this whole community at the end of the round. So they're going to be a total of 12 instead of the 11. Also, I've also decided to implement new rules, like if they're out of groceries, they can only they can deliver it, but I would try to have them go out more often. Like, I guess they can get grocery delivery because there is a grocery stores around. However, poor sim who cannot afford a delivery, they will have to like walk to the city center or the grocery store and buy it. Or if a furniture break, and they can't afford to buy new furniture, I can't just go into buy mode or build mode and give them to them. They will have to go to the store or the mall, and they have to go to buy that replacement there. So the whole point of it is to get them to interact with the community, meet other Sims and stuff like that, and also prevent me from staying on the lot every round, because that would just make it plain boring. Okay, so Fluvia, honey, your fun is okay. Why don't you try to meet some new Sims? Let's meet Grace and chat with Elisa. Meet 2 new Sims because she has a want to meet somebody new. So having said that, for the very first round, I am not really letting my Sims leave the community, because I want to talk a little bit about them, because we can have be learning a little bit about their background and stuff like that. So most of the time we'll be singing a lot, but once round 2 starts, we're gonna start sending them out into the community and different lots, because I do want to explore this town, the buildings and the architectures around here. Oh, talking about that, I've also gonna build a laundromat with a working washer and dryer. The reason is, I feel like that will add another thing they can do in the community. So like every other round, like, it would represent a week or so, they can go and do their laundry, which is gonna be fun. At least except for the Sims that are rich enough to afford their own washer and dryer, which they can have it at home too. So she's gonna go ahead and... Is she showering? Oh, she wanna take a bubble bath, which is fine. Her husband won't be home until 5 p.m, which he's gonna be home in a little bit. So she's gonna relax here. There's no kids. So, honestly, her life is pretty good right now. This is the life I want. Just peaceful, lots of time, no kids. And he came home. Oh, and he got promoted, which is awesome. One thing I want to talk about promotion is that I have a mod that make it hard that spans out the promotion time. So just because Sims had meet all their prerequisites to get promoted, like having all the friends and having all the required skill points, they might not get promoted for quite a few days. And the reason that is I thought it'd be more realistic. And because my Sims, takes longer to age, I believe, than default game. I take 28 days here to become an elder. If they get promoted every day to go to work, or every other day, they'll reach the top of their career before they, many times before they become old age. So yeah, but, oh, they did not waste any time, do they? So, they seems to be a couple who's very much in love, very much, attracted to each other. Oh, look how beautiful that cat she's wearing. Oh, so cute, so sweet. Ah, ah. Oh, and that's my alarm. So that's hinting to us that it's time to wrap up. Might as well, it's evening. So what I'm gonna do is she wanna learn skill point. So I'm gonna have her go ahead and practice charisma. That's the only. And then for him, he wants to learn mechanical, so he can go ahead and study mechanical. But first, I want to see if you have enough aspiration rewards to buy a helmet. Nope. You know, in aspiration reward, I rarely use any of these rewards. The only two I really use is the smart milk maker and the helmet. I've never used anything else here. It's kind of weird. Well, not weird. I just don't find it realistic enough. Okay, gonna have them practice a little bit. So, as of now, like, you know, winding down, Jason is happy. He's getting promoted. He's doing really well. They both want to learn more, meet more people, have some more fun. So they're really not ready to get anywhere serious yet. Same thing with his wife. They pretty much have the same mindset, which makes them a really good couple. So yeah, so they both are really good. They don't really need to do a family. They probably felt like they have to work some more, get more experience in life before they start a family. So their energy is getting low, especially Fluvia. So I'm gonna have her head to bed. And same thing with Jason. He's gonna head to bed. He got to work in the morning at 10 a.m. She doesn't have to work the next day, but she's tired anyway, so she's gonna go ahead and sleep. And we are gonna end our game here. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me in this game, Let's Play, this episode of Let's Play. I wanted to be more calming, more relaxing, and yeah, thank you so much. I'm gonna try to record another video before I finish it off for today, so I can upload these 2 videos later. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video.